Normally at the start of my videos I'll say the following line. Hello everybody, it's Coffee Morning with Carlos Morale, where I talk about a game based upon top secret criteria whilst drinking my morning coffee until my cup is dry. But today we're not having a coffee morning. Instead, I'm going to try and talk about Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, and why I think it's a terrible video game despite having bought it 3 times.
You! More meat for me, eh? I'll make you all scream!
With this game's sequel, Shadow of War, just around the corner, and looking to be riddled with microtransactions and other industry bullshit like charity DLC, where the money isn't necessarily going to charity, I thought it was high time I played through Shadow of Mordor properly, having tried twice previously and given up, finding the combat mindless and repetitive and the world thoroughly unengaging. I had played the game on Xbox 360 and Xbox One. On the first system I thought that my hardware was just too old to run the game properly, although your tolerance for loading times and graphical fidelity may vary. On the Xbone I thought to get a superior experience and ended up ditching the game after a few hours with no desire to return. Here I am, however, playing the PC game of the year and all the DLC and added on bits and bobs version. So this is as good as Shadow of Mordor is going to get.
You! I will never tire of seeing you die.
And it still sucks. The much vaunted Nemesis system is the game's major selling point beyond its Tolkien universe. Enemies you fight will remember you and previous interactions if they survive them, so if you ran away they'll taunt you, if they flee they'll want revenge, if they manage to kill you and you've respawned they'll remember. It certainly injects the enemies with personality and makes you want to kill them. That's the good bit. However, Shadow of Mordor gets itself bogged down by making 95% of the enemies absolute chaff, and all of the tough orcs cinematic and overblown. In my opinion, consequently, 95% of the game was dull, not helped by the frankly uninspiring environments, only coming to life when it was boss fight time.
I'm gonna make dice out of your teeth. My boys have been taking bets on how I'll kill you.
Now, whilst this might be how these Arkham-style combat games operate, at least in Arkham Asylum you got to be frigging Batman while you were derping around. In Shadow of Mordor, when you're not actually fighting, you're doing really nothing much at all. The movement system is painful at times, with the character getting stuck in stupid places or refusing to let go of a ledge, but you aren't driven to move all that far anyway because there's nothing good to see when you get there. Bland environments populated by crumbly towers and some stupid orcs that couldn't see a threat if you were 6 foot tall and running at them with a knife.
Keep your eyes open. If we kill them good, they'll all be captured.
The success of Shadow of Mordor is based entirely upon whether or not you enjoy that core gameplay loop of be an ultimate killing machine who occasionally fights creatures that are worthy of his time. This loop would have been more interesting if the developers had made the spectacle fights actually spectacular, rather than simply telling us it was with a cutscene and some gravelly voice acting. In Arkham Asylum, the boss fights were against Bane, Killer Croc, Poison Ivy, the Joker. These are characters with depth and pizzazz. They do and say interesting things and are all distinct and impressive. In Mordor, however, all you get are regular guys with a stat increase and a health bar. Yeah, they have abilities, but you can't see them for most of the fights. These monsters should have been epic, physically imposing, 10 foot tall with self-pride and unquenchable desire to destroy. Instead, they're just like the last 5 bosses you killed, except this one has got a hood and you can't backstab him. Sorry, that's just not doing it for me. For the length of this open world game, I wanted to see a variety of environments, a much greater range of enemies, a more developed and integrated story, a main character I could care about beyond seeing his pretend family killed off in a cutscene. Shadow of Mordor fails because 2014 was the year of the open world but empty world game. Broad but paper thin. I really hope the next one does things differently. Thank you ever so much for watching today's video on Middle-earth, Shadows of Mordor. I trust very much that you have enjoyed today's video, and if you have, please not hesitate to leave a like somewhere where you found this video and consider sharing it with your friends, acquaintances, well-wishers, and your mum. Go on, she hasn't heard from you for a while. And I look forward to seeing you again next time.